The reserves looking to go 3 games unbeaten when we take on St Helens on Thursday night. How much of a bigger test is Saints in this reserves competition?
Yeah, they're massive, obviously. You know how Saints are going to be every time. They play with a bit of flair. They're pretty direct as well sometimes, but yeah, they like to finish tries, but we've just got to hold them out and hope we can do what we've done the past few weeks.
And when you look at sort of as one of the younger lads that's also playing academy, coming off that win against Wigan on Friday, is the team really full of confidence at the minute heading into a pretty big game for the reserve season, really?
Yeah, I mean that win was massive the other day. I think we learnt a lot about ourselves. We showed we could have a bit of fight. We lost obviously Big Joe, steady in the first half as well, so that were a big loss. But we learned that we can fight for wins, and yeah, I think that's a good way to start. And you know, we're full of confidence. We're ready to go on Thursday.
And Saints coming off the back of a drop goal win over Wigan last time out in their grand final rematch. They'll be obviously out for it as well. What do you know about some of their players that your George Whitby's who you'll be going up against?
Yeah, obviously they're really good players. They're smart as well. But there's things that I've got as well that they might not have, or similar to them. So yeah, I think it's competition and it's what it's about. So yeah, I'm sure both sides will be willing to compete.
And how are you looking? Is it a change of mindset going into a reserves game rather than an academy game? But what's it like as a player that plays across both of those competitions?
I think you prepare the same really. It's, you're still going into a game and physicality is always there. So not much changes, but I'd say it's more the tactical side of things. Obviously playing with different people, but yeah, other than that, nothing much changes.
And speaking to Callum last week, he talked about that real team spirit in that comeback win against Huddersfield, where we really put in that second half performance.
Yeah.
Do you think, even though obviously reserves pulls from a lot of different areas, whether it's academy, whether it's the first team, actually across the club there's a real sort of togetherness this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously Brad's come in, he's brought in a bit of accountability, but the lads are all together. We know we've got to win by fighting by each other, so it all starts in training. We train together, we work hard together, so then hopefully going into games it's just habit at that point.
And when you think about nearly a third of the season's done and we've got 2 wins under our belt, hopefully a third, actually does it only just push us on looking at those big games against Hull and Bradford that are coming up next month? Does it sort of just roll side by side?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think you look too much into it, as in who you're playing. Like I said, every week's the same. You train hard next to the same people every week, so you look more on your own performances rather than who you're up against. But obviously it's good to look at them sometimes and look where they're weak, look where they're strong. So yeah, we've got some big games coming up, but I'm sure Chev and Brad up in the first team will prepare us all for a big few weeks.
And when you think about your development over sort of since the pre-season, obviously got that chance to train with the first team, which I believe you're still doing alongside playing academy, playing reserves. How do you see this year going so far in terms of your development as a player on and off the field?
Yeah, I think for myself, as obviously you've got your own things you want to improve on, but it's just taking it bit by bit, step by step, not rushing into things, not looking too far ahead, just taking each bit as you can, not biting off too much. So yeah, just training every time and hoping to improve in every game.